We begin a discussion on an issue making headlines. As the COVID-19 outbreak continues to rage across the world, the international community is facing an economic downturn not seen since the Great Depression of the 1930s. Businesses everywhere are losing money. Millions upon millions are being let go from their jobs. And prospects of a fast recovery are becoming dimmer by the day. To discuss what challenges we can expect and prepare for as a global community, we have joining us today Angel Gurria, Secretary-General of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, the magnitude of the current shock. It's caused most projections for global economic growth this year to drop dramatically, into the negative threshold, in fact. Many are now expecting the global economy to contract. The OECD, of course, has its own projections. So how low do you think we can actually go?
There will be a contraction. There will be a recession. We have calculated that for every month of containment, there will be a reduction in the GDP of about 2 percentage points. So imagine that there is an average of 3 months for every country. Well, then you have -6 that you have to take away from whatever the projection was in the very beginning, in the pre-crisis moment. So basically what you're seeing is negative rates of growth, negative rates of trade growth, negative rates of investment growth, all over the place. So 2020 is going to be a very, very difficult year indeed.
It's going to be a tough year for everyone, and some economies are expected to suffer much more than others. And the recent IMF forecast of growth in G20 nations sees a much larger cut of about 5 percentage points for China, Europe, and the US, but a much smaller margin for countries like South Korea, about less than 1 percentage point. What do you think is the reason behind this discrepancy in recovery?
That you were better prepared, that the measures were more effective, that Korea had equipped itself and was not only ready, but had the necessary infrastructure. They did not have to improvise. That you also isolated the ones who had the contagion, and then you even created some new modalities of testing and then isolating, like the drive-through method, for example, the telephone booth methods. So the world has a lot to learn from Korea. And you can see there's no division between economy and the war against the virus. That's a false dilemma. The sooner we finish with a war against the virus, then the less expensive it will be to recover the economy, and the faster it will be to recover the economy.
So what you're saying is that the health response to the pandemic, it goes hand in hand with economic recovery as well. Well,
absolutely.
It's becoming quite glaringly obvious that the world economy isn't going to be the same after the pandemic is over. I mean, whole industries are hemorrhaging money, millions are being made redundant, and it's unclear whether they'll have jobs to go back to. What fundamental changes do you see taking place in the world's industrial landscape that we'll have to prepare ourselves for?
The one thing that is quite obvious is that there will be a lot more debt, and that there will be debt at the national level, there will be debt at the subnational level, meaning the states, the municipalities, the cities, but there will also be a lot of debt in the companies and small and medium enterprises, large enterprises, you know this. And then there will be more debt with the households, with the families, because notwithstanding the very massive reaction in many countries to support the casualties of the crisis, you still will be left with a lot of open wounds for a while, and then with a lot of scars.
Well, you've raised the need for a global Marshall Plan, reminiscent of the one that rebuilt the post-war economy. But today it seems that we lack the kind of leadership we saw from the US in the past. Then what would this global Marshall Plan involve, and how would it be rolled out?
Actually, we need several Marshall Plans at the same time. The Marshall Plan in today's money was about 130 billion. Now you're talking about 8 trillion, which have already been dedicated to fighting the virus and its economic consequences. So you're talking about many multiples of what was then the Marshall Plan, the equivalent today. You're also talking about the New Deal, kind of an ambitious vision of how you should get out of this problem. But also, as I said, first you have to fight the virus. And then countries like Korea can teach us a lot about, number one, preparedness, but also execution. And the 3 T's, as we call it at the OECD, testing, tracking, and tracing, which is now not very original, but you need the 3 of them in order to control the spread. And first, you have to control the spread in order to then have less economic consequences. The 2 elements are absolutely related. And then to plan for the recovery period.
Well, the OECD is actually sharing good practices on your platform, I believe, and it really does call for global coordination at this point. We've seen world leaders gather at the G7 and G20 summits and pledge to stand united in the face of the virus. But it does seem the words haven't exactly translated into actions. We're still seeing quarrelling over masks, regional spats resurface in Europe, and finger-pointing continue between nations. How is this affecting our response to COVID-19 as a global community? And what are the dangers of this discordance, trade wars and diplomatic spats continuing throughout and even beyond the pandemic?
I'm glad that you mentioned the hub of the OECD, the coronavirus hub, because our officials have now produced about 40 briefs, special work dedicated only exclusively to the fight against coronavirus, to the better policies. And in many cases, we've been inspired by Korea, by the way, how to deal with the economics, how to deal with the social effects, how, for example, the tax. We just delivered to the G20 a research about the 700 first measures that were taken on taxes in order to alleviate the pressure from companies, from households, small and medium enterprises, etc. But the question of coordination is crucial. Even with these massive amounts that you have seen, these trillions, now we used to talk about billions before, now we're talking about trillions. So even with the trillions, you still need more coordination because this is a global issue. It therefore requires a coordinated, massive, but very coordinated global response.
So far we've seen many advanced economies being affected by this pandemic. And while it does seem that it's a bit too early to tell what impact this could have on developing countries, but those with labour-intensive economies or those that are very dependent on natural resources, they tend to be affected greatly by global demand. Their governments also lack the capacity to roll out these massive stimulus plans that we're seeing in the world's richest nations. How then should these developing economies safeguard themselves?
Developed countries will go through this process with a lot of cost, with a lot of debt on their shoulders. But because of the wealth and because hopefully it will last a few months, then we will get out of this and there will be a slow, gradual recovery. But in developing countries, they don't have the resources, they don't have the health systems, they don't have the infrastructure. So when you're talking about developing countries, everybody should be focused on trying to avoid the tragedy that this could become. And that is, we focus on the fact that people cannot even have confinement because they need to go out to find the food to bring to the household every day. Otherwise, you will substitute the virus for hunger.
So just before we go, what kind of actions do you hope to see from governments then?
In the case of developing countries, beyond the coordination among themselves, among the OECD countries, for example, the G20 countries, the largest economies in the world, the question of focusing, channeling resources, and organizing the aid and the support to developing countries, to Africa, to Latin America, to Southeast Asia, to many other countries in the world that are so vulnerable, should be a very prime objective, a very fundamental focus, not just the debt forgiveness. This is very important to make sure that instead of paying their creditors, they're focusing on the virus and they're focusing on the patients, they're focusing on their people. But after that, they will need to reinforce their structures, and the wounds and then the scars will be even deeper and greater.
Well, that's all the time we have, I'm afraid. But thank you very much for joining the programme. Angel Gurria, Secretary-General of the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development.
Thank you very much. And again, congratulations for an exemplary discharge of this enormous responsibility that countries have, which is the duty to protect. And by the way, also congratulations, because you have shown the world about how to organize elections, even during a pandemic. And that was very effective. And by the way, congratulations also to President Moon Jae-in for the results.
Thank you very much, Secretary-General. Well, this is also where we end the show today. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with more insights on issues making headlines. Have a good day or evening wherever you are. Goodbye.